the world saw a terrible terrorist event in Paris recently. What kind of impact will that have on the vote in Florida? And will people forget about it by then, if that's the only thing we will have seen, or will it impact the vote in the Florida primary?
It will definitely impact the March 15th primary, without a doubt. It's a kind of event that just doesn't leave your memory. It's the equivalent of 9/11, because after all, what better symbol of the world than Paris, just like the New York trade centers? But it's also important because Florida has a very large military vote. That is both retirees, active duty, and their families, and Florida is a very pro-security state. So candidates, when they talk about Florida, when they come to Florida, they have to talk about, what about the military? Are you going to build it up? What are you going to do? And also the VA, because there's been a lot of disappointment with how the returning members of the military have been treated by the VA. So the military vote is huge in Florida. And another thing I would say is that there's a tendency of candidates coming into Florida to only go to the big media markets. The I-4 corridor, which of course is still absolutely important, 43% of all the registered voters live in the Orlando and Tampa media markets, and did go to South Florida. But where elections increasingly are won is in the Panhandle, because rural voters are the highest turnout vote of all. So there's a tendency, well, it's not a big media market, my candidate, why should I send my presidential candidate there? In a close election, it can be the difference.